Hi everyone, you are watching naturaltutorials.com, and in this session we are going to see the basic concepts on structures that are required to write a written test exams. So here we're gonna take one example on structures, and we're gonna analyze what are the concepts related to those structures. So yes, that's it. So here the basic concepts that we know on structures is it's a user defined data type. Of course we all know that we can declare a multiple variables in structures. We can use as we want, and can be used by a keyword called struct. Yeah, we know these are the basic concepts. Whereas let us see a program of a structure. So I write a program called the student with a name as a character array and a roll number as int and marks as float, and I create a object or reference to the structure, yes, and here is my main class. So I can declare my structure inside or outside the main class. Here, for a better understanding, I have declared my structure outside of the main class. I can declare it as inside also, it's your wish whether to declare or not. And here I take the input of this name and roll number, so scanf as we know, and I just print this roll number, marks and name etc. from the structures. So what happens when I declare the structure reference? So here whenever I create an object or reference to the structure, I get a memory allocation for the variables that I have declared in the structure. So I have declared a name which is a character array, so somewhat memory get occupied. What amount of memory gets occupied, we will see the next question, and some memory of gets occupied, and here I have declared a roll number, so it also occupies some memory, and the marks, it also occupies some memory as it is a float. And next thing what we're gonna see is the first question that we get in interviews is how much amount of memory occupied by the struct s. As we have declared one character array and one integer and float, assume that the character takes 1 byte and the integer takes 2 bytes and the float takes 4 bytes. Here we have declared a character array of 50 characters with 50 character arrays, each of 1 byte takes 50 bytes of memory, and one integer with 2 bytes and one float with 4 bytes. The total amount of memory occupied by the structure is 56 bytes. And the next thing is, can I initialize structures? No, you cannot initialize structures. Whereas it is not permitted to initialize the structures. Whenever you get this question, it's no. The answer is basically we think that we can initialize, but we cannot initialize the structures. The next thing is, can it use the static variables in structures? No, static variables can't be used in structures. Why? Because whereas a static, which is reference to the fixed one, and here we use a structure as a user defined data type, so it varies for each and every moment when we create a new object. So static variables are also not used. So whenever we get the question, simply say no. That's all. The next one is, what is the difference between the structure and union? The basic difference between the structure and union is, structure gets the memory, amount of memory can be allocated is the total amount of memory occupied by the members. Here my members are character array, an integer and a float. It gets up entire memory of 56 bytes, whereas in union I get a memory allocated which is has a maximum memory allocated by the maximum memory allocated by the member. So here, out of these three variables, my declaration, the character array occupies more amount of memory, so my union occupies the same amount of memory as occupied by the character array, whereas compared to the character array, the remaining variables occupies the less memory, so my union doesn't care about them, only it occupies the memory of maximum amount of memory occupied by the members. So next question is, how do I use a pointers to structures? it's a very frequently asked question, and it's very important questions for creating nodes and single linked list. Whereas it's as simple as creating an object of S, and here we declare a star which indicates a pointer, and I can refer to the main. Sorry, I can refer to the members of the structure by using this arrow symbol. The next thing is, what are structure arrays? Similarly, it's an excellent way of storing the data by using a structure arrays. Whereas the author of the C language, Yashwant Karatkar, praised the Dennis Rich for creating this feature, and it's an excellent feature. But as it doesn't provide encapsulation and protection, it's not used. If it provides, the structure may be the highest priority among the classes, but it does not. Whereas a structure array contains an array of structures, whereas each of the element can have the copy of this structure array, and each of the element in an array stores these three variables. How many I declare, those variables can be stored. Whereas in my structure array, I declare 10 structure array. The size of the structure array is 10, so I get a copy of structure with size 10, and each of the structure element have this copy. Whereas I can store this RAM, any of the data types, it. So I can refer to the structure array by its index in this way. I hope you understood the video, and if you want any doubts, you can clarify by in the comment section, and please do subscribe. Thank you.